Welcome to the live information session for the first Jacka Ballot. My name's Chantel Lustry and I'm Jacka's Marketing Manager. I'm honoured to be joining you as tonight's MC as we share details with you all about Jacka, Canberra's newest all-electric community created by the Suburban Land Agency. First, we would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land where we are building Jacka and where we stand, the Ngunnawal people. This is Ngunnawal country. Today we are meeting together on Ngunnawal country. We pay our respects to elders past and present and acknowledge any emerging elders that are with us tonight. I'm joined tonight by some colleagues from the Suburban Land Agency team who look forward to answering many of your questions a little later on this evening. Please welcome Richard Binks, the Senior Development Manager for Jacka, Ishan Ahuja, the Director of the Energy and Sustainability team, and Kathy Torcasio, Director of the Client and Sales and Client Relations team. I'll kick off tonight by taking you through housekeeping for tonight's session so you know how to ask the questions of our panel of experts. We'll then share a pre-recorded video which takes you on the Jacka journey from the suburbs development plan to our sustainability initiatives and how to buy your block at the ballot. And finally, our Q&A session of around 15 minutes will follow so we can answer any questions you might have. So let's get started. So you can already access the question and answer function you see here on the screen. This is where you'll ask your question. Our team are here to answer anything you might be interested in which relates to Jacka and the ballot process. We'll spend about 15 minutes after the pre-record video answering your questions, and you can ask your question at any time. All you need to do is click the Q&A button, which you can see at the bottom of the video screen, which we've circled in red below. Type your question into the white box and then click send. So we'd also love to know about your experience tonight, and we really value your feedback by completing a quick 2-question survey. Your feedback will really help us to continue to improve on what we do at these information sessions in future. So you can complete the survey in one of 3 ways. To begin with, you can first add the web link you see here on your screen, bit.ly/Jacka survey. Add that into your browser. You can do that now and you can complete the survey throughout the session. Secondly, you can, if you prefer, you can scan the QR code you can see here on your screen. Again, you can do this now and complete it throughout the session. Or finally, if you prefer, you can wait until the very end of the session where you'll be prompted to answer the 2-question survey once the session's over. Before we show you our pre-record video, I'd like to tell you a little bit about how the Suburban Land Agency releases land on behalf of the ACT Government. We release land for sale according to the ACT Government's Indicative Land Release Program, also known as the ILRP. This program aims to ensure that we deliver enough land to cater for Canberra's growth and change. If you're interested in finding out more, you can view our Indicative Land Release Program video on the Jacka website. Now let's learn everything there is to know about Jacka and the ballot process. Hi, and thanks for watching our pre-record video as we prepare for the first release by ballot in Jacka. I'm also joined by the team members from the Suburban Land Agency's Development, Sustainability and Energy and Sales and Client Relations teams. To begin with, I'll tell you a little bit about us, the Suburban Land Agency. We're the agency that designs, develops and sells land on behalf of the ACT Government. We help build new communities in Canberra, such as Jacka, with the aim of balancing social, economic and environmental benefits for all Canberrans. I'm proud to be a part of this organisation and to be able to play a key role in the future development of Canberra. At the Suburban Land Agency, we are not just about the design and construction of the latest Canberra suburbs, like Jacka. We're all about creating great places where communities thrive. Our team delivers sustainable urban environments that bring people and businesses together and help our community and natural environments thrive. Our Mingle Community Development Program identifies suburb needs and interests and, with the help of residents, creates activities to support thriving communities. I will now hand over to Richard Binks, Jacka's Senior Development Manager.
Thank you, Chantel. I'm Richard Binks, the Senior Development Manager for Jacka. Today, I'd like to take you on the Jacka development journey, so you'll be across the location and some of the exciting things the Suburban Land Agency will bring to Canberra's newest all-electric community. The growing suburb of Jacka, which we will begin constructing, is located just north of the existing Jacka community, which has existed for around 11 years. So first, a bit about the history of the name Jacka. This suburb was named after Captain Albert Jacka, famous for his heroism with the Anzacs in the Gallipoli campaign. He was the first Australian to receive the Victoria Cross, the highest decoration for gallantry during the First World War. Next, let's talk about Jacka's location. Many of you will be familiar with the existing part of the Jacka community, located along Horse Park Drive in Gungahlin. As the new community of Jacka emerges, we will expand further north of the existing suburb and between Taylor and Bonner. Jacka is also very well connected at just 5 kilometres from Gungahlin Town Centre, 16 kilometres from the Belconnen Town Centre and less than 20 kilometres from the CBD. The nearest main road, Horse Park Drive, is a short drive south which connects to nearby Gungahlin Drive and Gundaroo Drive and into the surrounding Canberra suburbs. Roads will be constructed to allow for public transport networks to connect commuters to the Gungahlin Light Rail stop. Jacka is close to nearby schools and shops in surrounding suburbs, like Taylor's Margaret Hendry School and Future High School, Tarkwa School, Amaroo School and Neville Bonner Primary School. In terms of shopping, the closest local shops include Bonner Shops and the Amaroo Group Centre. Jacka will also have its own local centre, which will become a central hub for this future community to connect. The Jacka Suburb Master Plan has been designed to support well-being of a diverse community. Take a drive out to Jacka today and you will see trucks on the ground in the distance already constructing this new and exciting community. As we can see on the map, there will be future netball courts and playing fields as well as a local centre, all to support community well-being. Jacka can be considered boutique in size when compared to nearby surrounding Gungahlin suburbs, with around 700 dwellings and a population of 1,800 people. The suburb will also cater for housing choice and will include more affordable housing options, including single dwellings, townhouses and low-rise apartments to allow for a diverse range of needs. More than half the blocks are planned to be low-density dwellings, including detached houses. There will also be around 30% higher density dwellings such as multi-units and around 15% allocated to medium density such as terraces and townhouses. The majority of the higher and medium density blocks will be based centrally closer to the local centre, which is highlighted in blue. Now let's talk about the amenities and community spaces. As I mentioned previously, Jacka will include a variety of parks and playgrounds, sporting fields and a local centre to help people create meaningful relationships and connect with neighbours in an urban village. This historically listed Horse Park homestead also presents great possibilities to honour the past and will play an active part in the new community-focused local experiences. Jacka's natural surrounds are beautiful and this community has been designed around the existing landscape and established tree groves. Around 70% of the growing Jacka community will be devoted to open space. This includes parks, wetlands and playing fields. There will be 30% tree canopy cover at maturity to help maintain surrounding bushland and support local wildlife. Jacka's local wetlands are the habitat for many bird species like the scarlet robin and Latham snipe, a small bird which migrates annually and stops here. Water-sensitive urban design helps to manage water flow into and out of the suburb, delivering a climate-resilient environment. Wetlands and parks will also be connected by walking tracks and bike trails. If you're thinking about Jacka becoming your future possible community, you should also be aware of a few suburb requirements that are specific to building in Jacka. The following documents will be available on the Jacka website shortly after the live information session. First, you should use the Housing Development Guide, including the block details plan, provided as part of your sales pack, to help you find out more about each block so that you can pick the one that best suits your needs. As Canberra's newest all-electric community, we are offering all Jacka purchasers the ability to access both a landscape and energy rebate. We will also put in place mandatory Verge and solar bonds to help create climate-resilient homes and gardens. My colleague Eshan will discuss these with you in more detail shortly. Jacka is not yet constructed, but once the roads are built, you will be able to see some amazing horizon views. And with these views, you will be able to find some sloping blocks. Building on these sloping blocks gives you the opportunity to design a home with great views and an interesting and innovative floor plan. We encourage you to consider a split-level build to match your home to the slope of the land. This will help you get the most out of your block. We also encourage you to minimise cut and fill. Now, I know that's a bit of information to take in, but rest assured, all this information is available in your housing development guide and sales packs. The Suburban Land Agency and sales team are here to discuss anything if you have more questions. I will now hand over to my colleague Eshan to discuss Jacka's sustainability initiatives.
Thanks, Richard. Hi everybody, I'm Ishan Ahuja, Director of Sustainability and Energy. Today, I will take you through Jacka's sustainability initiatives. Our vision for Jacka is to support the long-term growth of our city through innovation. The future Jacka community will have the opportunity to participate in a range of low-carbon and climate-wise initiatives as we transition to more natural and renewable energy sources.
This is why we have plans in place to be environmentally friendly, starting with the suburb's construction of infrastructure. It's called the Sustainable Civil Works Trial. This means we have specific requirements with builders to help reduce environmental impacts. These will limit greenhouse gas emissions, waste and soil erosion. Jacka will be Canberra's newest all-electric suburb with no connection to gas network. This means that when you buy a block in Jacka, you'll already be on the way of living a more sustainable and affordable lifestyle. We want you to be ready for future, so we are considering potential EV charging infrastructure, including a user pay billing system for a streamlined customer experience. We are currently working towards a potential company-scale battery in Jacka to support our all-electric initiatives to help you reduce your home bills and support your home solar panels. A community battery supports the increased uptake of renewable energy through rooftop solar, lets you access stored energy when needed, and improves the resilience of electricity supply network. As Richard mentioned, we have a set of bonds and rebates to help you build a more sustainable home and garden. A Verge Bond of $1,000 is to be paid by the original buyer when exchanging on the block. This will be returned to them once the home is constructed and evidence is provided to SLA of a well-presented verge and street tree. A solar PV bond of $2,000 is to be paid by the original buyer when exchanging on the block. This will be returned to them once the home is constructed and evidence is provided to SLA that at least 5.5 kilowatt of solar PV panels have been installed and operational on their roof. The mandatory Verge and solar PV bonds will be complemented by an optional landscape and an optional energy rebate, each worth $7,000. The optional landscape rebate offered will raise the quality of landscaping outcomes across the suburb and incentivize residents to invest more heavily in a front garden which supports a comfortable microclimate and urban biodiversity. These optional rebates combined make a total of $14,000 available to eligible buyers to help improve the overall sustainability of their home and garden. The $7,000 landscape rebate is available to those who meet the listed requirements in their front garden, which will create attractive and climate-wise streetscapes in Jacka. This rebate will help you design a garden that thrives in the Canberra climate as it matures. It will help to keep your home cool and comfortable, save water, while also supporting the local environment, birds and bees. The $7,000 rebate is available to those who meet the 5 requirements listed here on the screen, which will create a highly efficient and all-electric home. Electric appliances have come a long way since the last time you probably purchased a home, with electric hot water, heating and cooling, and cooking appliances safer and more comfortable and can help to keep your energy bills down. It's not difficult to meet the requirements, it's just a matter of having these principles in mind when designing your home. The first of the energy rebate requirement includes choosing a light-colored roof. The dark colors absorb more heat from the sun, while light colors reflect the heat back away from your home.
Though the real benefit of lighter color roofs is that they can help reduce the temperature of the surrounding area, which is increasingly more important during our hotter and drier summers.
The second energy rebate requirement is to install solar panels. Install a rooftop solar PV system with a minimum rated power output of 6.5 kilowatt with a CEC approved grid connected inverter.
Applicants for the energy rebate are required to purchase the solar PV system from an approved seller listed on the New Energy Tech program, and I have it installed by a Clean Energy Council accredited installer with using approved products.
The third requirement is to have an energy demand management system which will optimize the use of electricity in your home to support reduction in your power bills. The fourth requirement is to install an electric car charging point in your garage or carport. And the final step to secure the energy rebate is to install an efficient hot water system, which must be either including a heat pump or solar hot water system.
Hot water accounts for around 1/3 of the energy consumption in your home. So choosing a highly efficient system will significantly reduce the amount of energy you need to power your home. You can submit your claim for the $7,000 energy rebate once settled on your block. You can read the requirements on our website. I will now hand over to Kathy to share with you details about how you can participate in the ballot.
Thanks, Ishan, and hi everybody. I'm Kathy Torcasio, Director of Sales and Client Services. Today I'm going to share with you details about the blocks available in the first Jacka release by Ballot and how you can participate. The ballot is the fairest and most transparent way the ACT government can sell residential blocks to the public, since it provides an equal opportunity to everyone interested in purchasing a property. Block prices are set at market value, allowing buyers to purchase the block without the risk of a higher bidder purchasing the block.
The Suburban Land Agency will release 217 blocks during the first ballot, which will include a variety of sizes. All blocks are zoned RZ1, which means they can only have one single residential property built on them. As Richard mentioned earlier, we are still constructing the roads and other infrastructure for the Jacka community. All blocks will be sold with an estimated date range for settlement. This means we will be in touch to arrange settlement once construction is complete. You can find out more about the timeframes in the block list as part of the sales documentation, which will be available tomorrow.
So now, on to some important dates to keep in mind.
Firstly, all sales documents discussed in this session will be available on our website from tomorrow, Friday the 17th of March. The ballot registration form will be live for 1 week and will close on Monday the 27th of March at 12:30 p.m. Please ensure you've completed your registration by this time, as we cannot accept late registrations. The ballot draw involves a random selection of all registrants entered in the ballot. This will be held in our office on Thursday, the 13th of April. This process will be witnessed by representatives from the ACT Gambling and Racing Commission and our legal agents. The ballot draw results will then be published on our website on Friday, the 14th of April. The block selection event will take place from Saturday, the 3rd of June and run until Wednesday, the 7th of June, or until all 217 blocks have been sold.
From today, you can start and get prepared to make sure you're confident and ready to purchase. If you're thinking of purchasing, take time to review all sales documentation on the website before you register for this ballot. This includes the ballot conditions, the key dates and requirements, and the sales contract.
To enter this ballot, you must meet the eligibility requirements as outlined in the ballot conditions. There is so much to consider when purchasing a property, so we highly recommend that you seek independent legal and financial advice from today. And finally, if you plan to buy with your domestic partner or someone related to you, please determine who will be completing the registration, as only one registration may be submitted, and we will be completing related party checks.
During the ballot campaign, we will share with you a variety of buyer videos explaining related parties in more detail. Now let's watch a video on how to fill in your registration form and participate in the ballot draw.
Are you interested in registering for the upcoming ballot? This guide will help ensure you register correctly. Prior to registering, please read all the documents made available to you, especially the ballot conditions. This will help you avoid disappointment at a later stage. Take your time filling in the form. Read through each question carefully. Please remember that you and any of your related parties can only submit one registration to participate in the ballot. Any duplicate entries will not be accepted, and all confirmed related parties will be removed from the process. Tell us a little more about you and the land you're looking for, and make sure you read the ballot conditions and privacy policy. Registering for someone else? If you are acting as an agent for someone, such as your partner, or on behalf of a company, you will need to add your contact details. First, we need to know if you are registering as an individual or as a company or association. An individual registration includes couples, friends, or family members registering together. As an individual, you'll need to provide your full legal name, which will be the name entered into the sales contract, as well as your contact details, date of birth, and your license or passport number. If you are successful and secure a block selection appointment, you will need to bring photo ID and documents that prove your details are correct. If you're registering with another person, please also tell us about them. Anyone included in your registration will be named in the sales contract at exchange and the Crown lease at settlement, so it's important this information is correct. If you are registering as a company, you will need to provide the company's ACN or ABN, name, business address, and contact details. As a company director, you'll need to provide your name and license or passport number. If there are other company directors to include, please add their full legal names and license or passport numbers as well. You're almost there. Would you like an interpreter at your block selection appointment? If yes, please tell us your preferred language. Is everything correct? This is your opportunity to check your registration before submitting. Please be aware that giving false or misleading information is a serious offence. Are you ready for the ballot? We recommend you seek independent legal, financial, and other advice before participating in the ballot. If you are a foreign investor, it is important that you understand the restrictions on purchasing land in Australia. Finally, it's time to submit. If you see this green tick, congratulations, your registration have been sent. Make sure you wait for the confirmation message before closing the web page. If you see this message after submitting, it means some of your details match another registration. Please email our sales team to resolve this issue. Well done! You have successfully registered for the ballot. Look out for a confirmation email that contains your unique ID number. Remember to check your junk or spam folders. If you need help registering or at any stage of the ballot, please contact our sales team.
Buying a block of land is an exciting time. However, it's important you ensure that you do your research before selecting the perfect block to build your future home.
We encourage all purchasers to read through the Suburban Land Agency Buyer's Guide. This is a great guide we've developed which walks you through a variety of points for consideration in your buying process, including choosing and understanding your block, providing you advice and assisting you with asking the right questions. The Buyer's Guide can be found on our website, or you can visit us at our display village in Whitlam and pick up a copy. After the ballot draw takes place, block selection appointments will be allocated. It's important to remember that any appointment offered after 217 does not guarantee you a block. If we contact you advising you of an appointment time, we strongly encourage you to make sure you have discussed your legal and financial position with banks, solicitors, or other advisors to ensure that you're able to purchase a block. A minimum of 5% deposit must be made when you exchange on your block. If you can't attend your appointment, this isn't a problem. We understand that circumstance and plans change. You can complete a buyer's of agent form to allow another person to act on your behalf. Your agent will need to bring the completed form to the appointment. Once you've undertaken these steps, it's time to shortlist your preferences of blocks. We recommend you prepare a short list of 10 to 15 blocks so that you have other options if your top choices are taken before your appointment. The block selection day checklist will also be available with the sales documentation on our website. If you have any additional questions regarding the sales or ballot process, please know you can contact the sales team on 1800 777 952. Please feel free to come and visit us at the Suburban Land Agency Display Suite in Whitlam, which is open from Thursday to Sunday from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. Alternatively, you can always call or email us with any questions. We are happy to assist.
We wish you all the best and look forward to helping you on your buying journey.
Thanks again for joining us tonight. Hopefully that video answered most of your questions about the Jacka community and the first ballot release. Please also remember to tell us about your experience tonight by completing our quick 2-question survey. You can do this in one of 2 ways right now. You can enter the web link you see on your screen, bit.ly/Jacka survey, into your browser now, or you can scan the QR code you see on your screen. Okay, so time for questions. For the next 15 minutes or so, if you've already asked your question through the Q&A function, then we already have these. So I will once again introduce our panel of experts to you. We have Richard Binks, Senior Development Manager for Jacka. We have Eshan Ahuja, who is the Director of the Sustainability and Energy team, and Kathy Torcasio, Director of the Sales and Client Relations team. Okay, so our first question will be for Kathy. Kathy, how much are the blocks and how large are the blocks in this release?
Yeah, great. So the block prices range from $568,000 to $762,000, and the block sizes range from 340 square metres to 912 square metres.
Thanks, Kathy. Next question, again, this one is for you. Can I sell my block before settlement?
No, you can't sell your block before settlement. Buyers from the Suburban Land Agency will not be able to obtain consent from the Planning and Land Authority to transfer interest from in a lease before settlement to somebody else. So basically, the names on the registrant's names are going to be the same names on the first grant contract and the same names on the Crown lease. So it's important to acknowledge that you cannot sell your block before settlement.
Okay, thanks, Kathy. Now the next one is for Ishan. In Jacka, it's an all-electric community, but can I connect to gas? If not, why not?
No, so you will not be able to connect to gas. This is because Jacka will be an all-electric community. So the ACT is committed to reach the net zero emissions by 2045. And we designed Jacka to be a climate resilient community. This means this community would be ready for future and tap into all the great all-electric initiatives that SLA is delivering.
Thanks, Ishan. The next one is for Richard. Richard, what is the Verge Bond and why is there a mandatory Verge Bond in Jacka?
So we will withhold $1,000 Verge Bond and on exchange, and that is because we found that in other releases that we've done, although our construction contractors have subdivided the suburbs, put in roads, put in verges and made it all very, very nice, when people come to build their properties, the verges tend to get damaged by construction activity. So we ask people where possible to conserve the verges in the state that they're in upon settlement. But we retain that $1,000 to ensure that the verges are maintained, and at the end of the construction process we will return that to the buyers if the verge is in good condition.
Thanks, Richard. It's good to have nice looking streets. Next question, this one is for Kathy. What is the expected time frame for settlement in Jacka?
Thanks, Chantel. Well, it'll depend on the stage that you're buying in. So Jacka's under development at the moment, and the timeframes for settlement vary depending on the stage that you're going to buy in. Now, the timeframes, these are indicative dates. Now, all that information will be on the block list when we release it and our sales documentation by close of business tomorrow on the website.
Thanks, Kathy. And also, whilst we're answering as many questions as we possibly can tonight, we may not get to them all. So after this evening, if you do have a question and it wasn't answered tonight, you're more than welcome to contact us, our sales team, via email or phone call. Check our website to find out more. Okay, the next one, again, this one is for Kathy. How does the ballot process work, Kathy, and what are some key dates that we need to keep in mind for Jacka?
Great, thank you, Chantel. Well, the ballot is the most fairest and transparent way that the Suburban Land Agency releases land, because it gives everyone an equal opportunity to purchase a block. First, you submit your online registration, and once you do that, you'll receive a 32-digit unique identifier number. So keep that safe because you'll need that. Registrations will open on 12:30 on Monday, the 20th of March, and they will be open for 1 week until the 27th of March, 12:30 again. So you can register online. That unique ID, the unique ID numbers will be entered into the ballot draw and will be ranked according to the order that they are randomly drawn. The ballot draw results will be published on the SLA website on the 14th, so the draw will be on the 13th, and the ballot draw results will be on the 14th on the website. If you registered, you'll also receive an email, so don't worry, if you registered, you will receive that email which will notify you of your ranking. We will then issue block selection appointments to the first 760 registrants from that ballot draw. And we can't guarantee that you'll have an opportunity to purchase a block after the first 217 appointments. But still be prepared just in case, because you may have a good chance. The appointments will start on Saturday, the 3rd of June, until the 7th of June. So they're the block selection appointments. But more information about Jacka will be on the key dates and requirements and the ballot conditions, which will be on the SLA website by close of business tomorrow.
Thanks, Kathy. Please also know that if you have if you do register as part of the ballot release, you will receive plenty of emails from us over the next couple of months. We recognise there's lots of key dates to keep in your calendar, so we'll make sure that we keep you informed. And again, just contact us if you've got any questions along the way. Next question is for Ishan. What if I don't complete all the requirements for the energy or landscape rebate? Can I claim a portion?
So in both the cases, whether it's the landscape or the energy rebate, you need to complete all the requirements as per the SLA guidelines. And claiming a partial rebate is not possible in this case.
Thanks, Ishan. Another one for you now. Why is there a mandatory solar PV bond and how does it benefit me?
That's a great question. So we have rebates and bonds in place to help you build a sustainable home. This bond recognizes that gas is not connected to the suburb, and that solar PV system helps you generate your own energy to support your all-electric home and reduce your running costs. So the reduction in energy bills would differ from home to home, depending on how you're going to be consuming your energy and the size of solar PV system that you're going to be installing. So if you want to see bigger reduction in your energy bills, you should be using the electricity that you're generating from solar on your site itself, and rather than exporting it to the electricity grid.
Thanks, Ishan. Okay, now this one is for Richard. Can you tell me about the schools located nearby Jacka?
Yes, Chantel. There are several schools located near Jacka. There is Amaru School, which is directly across Horse Park Drive from Jacka. There's Neville Bonner Primary, there's Margaret Hendry, there's going to be a new high school in Taylor, there's Gungahlin College, and there's Bergman Anglican College. So Jacka is well located for educational facilities.
Great, thank you, Richard. Another one for Ishan now. This one relates to landscaping. Can I plant artificial grass? And if not, why not?
So basically, artificial grass is made of plastic. It's difficult to reuse, recycle, and it contributes towards urban heat and does not support biodiversity. So those are some of the major reasons why, if you'll go for an artificial grass, you would not be eligible for the rebate. And the rebate is specifically designed to actually raise the quality of landscaping outcomes for the whole suburb and encourage you to create your front garden that supports a whole comfortable microclimate, and urban biodiversity. So those are the reasons why we conceded all of this. And if you're going for a artificial grass, that would not be eligible.
Cool. Okay, thanks, Ishan. Another one for you now. What is a community scale battery and how does it affect me if I purchase in Jacka?
So a community scale battery is effectively just a larger version of the battery that you use in your phones, laptops. So it doesn't create energy. It's not generating energy. It's simply just transferring or storing the energy to be used at a later time. So the community scale battery has multiple benefits to offer to this whole suburb. It can support the increased uptake of renewable energy through your rooftop solar systems. You can access battery storage benefits at a later stage during peak demands. It would be able to support you defer more costly network upgrades and improve the resilience of electricity supply in the whole development.
Great, okay, so now we have one for Kathy. Kathy, how do you value the blocks in the ballot?
Yeah, great question. SLA understands that there's high demand in land and that there's pressures facing buyers on this current market. Now, in determining market value prior to land release, SLA relies on the advice of a minimum of 2 independent valuations, Chantel, and provided by qualified, experienced valuers, adhering to industry standards and practices. That's really important. Valuation advice is always based on the recent land sales. So in this case, the recent land sales close to Jacka and in the wider Canberra community. The advice also considers current market and economic trends, that's really important, and characteristics like the block size, the block location, and the block typology. So that's the things that they would consider when they understand the market value.
Thanks, Kathy, it's good to know. Okay, one for Richard. Richard, what are the features and amenities that we can look forward to seeing in Jacka once it's created?
So once Jacka is created, there will be a local centre based in the middle of the suburb, and around the local centre there is going to be some denser housing, some low-rise apartments and some terraces. On the other side of the local centre there are going to be some wetlands which are going to help with not only preserving the biodiversity of the area, but also providing really nice picturesque parkland. And also Jacka, because it's got so much really high quality bushland and habitat remaining, is going to be 70% open space. So we're only developing in 30% of the suburb. So that means that a whole lot of the blocks have got access to really nice high quality natural spaces. And also in the middle of the suburb we're going to be building some netball courts and some playing fields. So Jacka is going to be a really special spot.
Lots of things to look forward to. Okay, Kathy, this one relates to the registration process for the ballot. Can I register my company as well as myself or my partner separately?
No, actually the ballot process has very strict conditions in line with the ballot conditions. So you'll only be able to submit one registration which must include all registrants. This is really important. Related party checks and duplicate checks will be conducted throughout the whole process. And we encourage everybody to watch the video about the related party checks, which will be on the Jacka website tomorrow, and read the ballot conditions very carefully.
Thank you, Kathy. Okay, one for Richard now. If I'm unsuccessful in this ballot, will there be any future opportunities to buy in Jacka?
Yes, it is likely that there will be further releases in Jacka. Following the ACT's indicative land release program, 400 dwellings are due to be released 22-23 and another 280 in 23-24. The suburb is not very large. It's only going to have a population of about 1,800. So this will be one of the larger releases.
Great. Thank you, Richard. Okay, now will there be any affordable housing in Jacka?
The SLA is working very closely across the ACT government to ensure that there are a range of different housing options and choices for all our communities, including in Jacka. We don't have specific details of this, but the diversity in product type that we're offering in terms of different block sizes and different densities will allow different housing options for people to choose from. So our website will be updated when this information is available.
Okay, great, thank you. And one more question. Community development in Jacka. Will there be the Mingle program in Jacka in the future? I can answer this one. Yes, the Mingle Community Development Program is something that the Suburban Land Agency rolls out in our new communities. And yes, I can confirm that this will be available in Jacka in the future. You can continue checking on our website for updates and the like when the Mingle program is launched. Okay. So I think that's the last of our questions for this evening. Thanks so much to our panel of experts. It's been great having you here tonight, and I'm really pleased to be the MC for tonight's session. Just to confirm, there's a lot going on over the next few weeks as we've worked out tonight. Just one key date to keep in your calendar is 12:30 p.m. 12:30 p.m. on Monday the 20th of March is when the ballot registrations will open, so make sure you keep that one in your calendar. As of tomorrow afternoon, so Friday the 17th of March, at around close of business, so towards the end of the day, you can look forward to having a look at our Jacka website and seeing all of the sales documentation and other information that's been presented tonight. So that's when you'll be able to check back on the website. And finally, if you did want to have another look at this recording, this information session at another time, you will be able to have a look at it on our website next week, where we will have a recording, this exact recording, on the website to view for in the future over the next few months. Okay, well that wraps us up for this evening. So thank you so much again for joining us. We look forward to talking to you as the ballot progresses over the next few months, and please do reach out to us if you have any questions.